Hey guys, this is just a short video here. I just want to answer some questions. There's a lot of videos starting to spring up about all the specs on this, and Guitar Center just put the specs on their website too, so I'm not going to go over that, and I'm not going to be taking off the pick guard or anything at this point. I still have the wrap, the cellophane stuff on the pick guard, and I have not taken this off of yet. This is the 10 strings on here. 10 gauge, not 10 strings. But I just wanted to answer a couple of questions on this 70s Tobacco Burst EPIPHONE Flying V. And how long this run is going to go, I do not know. But I was following it closely, checking store availability, and they were going quick. And you can see it's got the rounded head here, kind of the 70s. And yes, it does have the volute. Oops. If you can see that. Turn that off a little bit. And then the sunburst is really nice here. It is a two-piece. I can guarantee this is not a veneer or anything like that. You can see the seam for the two-piece, and the same on the front. Not so much with the pickguard on, but it's really slick. They added the sunburst here on the sides. They've got it up here in the headstock. If I can get it off the reflection, you see a little bit there. And then what's really nice is on the neck. They've done it on the neck. There's no binding, but it's totally black on the side of the neck, and that's really nice. It looks really good. This looks really good. I have no problems with this. I'm going to put on lighter gauge strings. My action is kind of high right here, straight out of the box. And so when I do that, this neck is perfectly flat. I did throw a fret rocker on here. The frets are really done really well. Nothing sticking up, nothing sticking out the side or anything like that. And so you're not going to have any complaints on that. There are people that I know that just have to polish everything. This is ebony, okay? It looks like a very dark rosewood, but I can verify that pretty much, clunk, this is ebony. That's nice and dark, and aesthetically, this guitar looks wonderful. I have no complaints with that. You can easily reach up to the high frets and things like that. These are supposedly T-top EPIPHONE version of the T-tops, and I need to fix that a little bit. They're a little, see if you can, the height is a little wonky. You see my neck one is pretty low, and the one on the bridge is kind of slanted a little bit, and that's okay. But for those that want things nice and lined up or have OCD with that kind of stuff, I'm going to fix that up. I had a 67, which unfortunately I got stolen from me back in the mid-70s. And this is actually probably closer to the 67, with the exception of the volute here on the back. And so I like that. I'm going to go ahead, and people are complaining about, oh, you got this huge pickguard. And I may just shoot a picture up here. But I had one in the 70s, and this is all routed out right here. And this output jack is really prone to breaking. So you might stick a poker chip on the underside of that or reinforce it or something. But anyway, mine broke. And so I made a clear pickguard back in the day. And it's really nice. It's just routed out. It's got a little route here and then a route going here. And then this is all open under here. You can kind of hear it. I don't know about wax potted or anything like that. These are hard to say, but you heard it squeal a little bit there. That's because I've got some super high gain on this patch here, and I'm just rolling it off. These are CTS pots, and the taper on them is fine. If you use some really heavy gain, it might you might lose some of the taper, and might be quicker than what you want if you are constantly on the volume. And get used to this. This is your tone, and then a volume for the neck, and then a volume for the treble or bridge pickup here. Let me see some other questions here. It came shipped from Guitar Center, and it came in a gig bag, and I'm actually kind of surprised everything was okay. The gig bag is a better than normal gig bag, but it had no support. It was just a gig bag thrown in one of these triangular boxes that you see with these people getting these Gibsons and that sort of thing, and then that box was in another box. So it was double boxed with a gig bag, but had this been slammed or something like that, I could see that this might have taken a whack. But apparently these volutes, whether you believe it or not, are supposed to strengthen this area right here, which is prone for the Gibson. I also think that that is a normal size truss rod cover, so for those people that want to slap a Gibson cover on there, go for it, and it'll probably line right up. This is supposedly a Graph Tech nut. I've put a Graph Tech nut on this SG here, and I didn't really notice any difference. This V has a little bit chunkier neck than this SG, but not by much. These necks are very similar, but the SG feels a little thinner from top to bottom, and then which makes it feel a little wider. But I think these nuts feel just about the same, 43 millimeters. I'm not sure what the specs are in the SG here, but that's what this is here, 43 millimeters, and I bought this because the SG vibrola that I got there, that's the 61 version or whatever, I really like that guitar. In fact, to me, it plays better than a lot of Gibson SGs, and is one of the better SGs that I've actually played. And I thought, if this Flying V can come anywhere in the ballpark of that SG, I'm going to be thrilled. And I'm going to say, yes, I am thrilled. So hop on these puppies before they sell out, because they may just be a limited run. You don't know, but they may see that, this is like printing $700 bills here. And so if they sell out quickly, EPIPHONE might decide to go ahead and make this part of their standard run. I know in Korea they're making white ones here, but it's only available in Korea. But I'm going to guesstimate. This is a guess. These are not something that I've read, but maybe they made a couple of hundred of these and spread them out to the stores. And I would say they're 2/3 gone at this point in the first 2 weeks. And I've noticed, like I say, a couple 4 videos on this already, and Guitar Center has already put out a video. I'm just going to repeat here. It's got the nice fretwork here, no fret sprouts. Fret rocker showed that these puppies were true. It's got the ABR style bridge here, and if you see on the bass side, they flip these around here. Now the intonation actually was right on the money here. And I did not touch them, but this low E is getting pretty close to max out. I probably got another couple millimeters that I can move this back. if it's too sharp, so I might run out of room. Um, Eventually, I may just put a roller bridge on here, and I may pop a lyre vibrola, or however you say it, the Maestro vibrola on here. The only problem is it doesn't cover up these two holes when you put the vibrola on here. But you don't really see them. It covers it up pretty good. I stuck it on. This is a Gibson V, and I put PRS pickups in it and totally rewired it. And then I did stick the lyre vibrola on that one, and you can see the holes on that one. And I put a roller bridge on it too. And these are a little different. I'm not going to try to hold them up side by side because I know I'll bash them. But I hope that answers some of the main questions here. No nits, like I say, no nits. It balances really pretty well with the strap. But I've had V's all my life, and so this is really comfortable for me to put it on my knee. This is a little weird over here, which I do with my SG, but this just feels good right here. Everything feels solid, and I'll try to do a little bit more organized review on this guitar and go over a little bit more of the sounds. But I want to go ahead and set the guitar up. This is, like I say, straight out of the box. I haven't done anything, but I wanted to quick hop on here and try to answer what some of the most common questions were. Two-piece body, T-type EPIPHONE pickups, and like I say, you can see other videos that have that. CTS pots, ebony fingerboard. Oh, these Grover tuners that are on here. I put some Wilkinson locking Revolution tuners on other guitars that have the the plastic, like that. I have that plastic tuning key. In fact, that's what was on that other V. I'm not going to grab that because I'm smashing things around. These tuners are great. I'm not going to change these at all. And I usually just automatically put locking tuners on everything. But these are so smooth, it's really freaked me out. They're some of the best Grovers I've ever felt. I sound like a fanboy, and I'm just swooning over this guitar. I love flying V's, and EPIPHONE hit it out of the park with this one. I've heard that this is potentially very similar to the Kirk Hammett, those purple guitars. Same body and everything like that. I guess that was more of a 79 V. They didn't really make any V's in the mid-70s. They had the Medallion, which was more like the 67, which was made in 71. But, yeah, this is a keeper. Hop out and look at that sunburst. They just put the sunburst everywhere. On the sides. There you go. There's a good shot. That's a beauty. So I'm rambling and I'm repeating. So thanks, guys. And check on back here. And I'll probably have in another week or so, I'll have another video up here that's doesn't have me just winging it off the top of my head and talking about this thing being a little bit more organized. But that's kind of my style anyway, right? See you later, guys.